You have been lied to. We've all heard the saying, everyone has insecurities. While this is true, the problem with this statement is that it doesn't offer a solution. It's okay to have insecurities and weak points, but it's not okay to leave them unaddressed and stay that way. You see, for a long period in my life, I had a lot of insecurities. But because I was a master at concealing them, this drove me away from dealing with it head on. If you don't find a way to deal with your weaknesses, then they eventually become a part of your personality over time. The longer you hold on to them, the more molded they become. Breaking through these insecurities is what raises your confidence and requires you to step out of your comfort zone. You must take risks and do something uncomforting in order to build that confidence and eventually trust yourself to the point where it's no longer uncomforting. But the confidence game is all manifested and created within by taking control of your intentions first, then your thoughts, which cascades down to your action. So in this video, we will dive into 5 advanced dark psychology strategies that you can apply in your life to max out your confidence stat. We will be building on some of the foundations we discussed in part 1, so be sure to check that out first so that everything comes full circle in the end. Number 1, take initiative. Breaking the ice and moving into a leadership role requires you to have confidence. Take the initiative by leading a group session, like a student group in class, by leading the brainstorming session and starting with an idea. You can steer the conversation in a direction and interact with the crowd to find out how you can delegate tasks accordingly to the right people. By making these suggestions, along with good arguments to your idea, they will trust you and look to you for guidance. Taking the lead will always shift the power dynamics in your direction. Number 2, cognitive empathy. Anytime someone is going through anything, you want to use empathy to show that you are on their side, similar to how you would celebrate their wins. In a client-facing job, when the customer is complaining about a bad service, you should always acknowledge their frustration first to demonstrate that you are there to help them and give them reassurance by sharing a similar story of your own. You want to show that you understand exactly what it feels like. They will likely trust your suggestions and advice that follow, as you have now communicated that you are officially on their side. Number 3, compliment. Always compliment something on someone that you genuinely feel and something that they take pride in. For example, let's say your coworker is very fashionable and likes to follow the latest fashion trends. You should compliment them on something that they are wearing and further add how it conveys depth to their overall sense of style. You could even comment on the color combinations they chose to show that they put thought into it. Think about it. Hearing compliments feel good, but it's even better when someone understands the effort you put in, which makes you appreciate what they said even more. Being cognizant of this tip is important on the flip side as well, so you can spot when someone is trying too hard to compliment you on something because they want something from you. Number 4, fear play. Easily the darkest tactic in the book. Fear play is essentially finding out what someone's fear is and exploiting it to your advantage to ensure that either you have the solution to combat the fear or you know how to avoid it overall. Superstition, for example, is a great way to exploit fear to your advantage. If you know that someone is superstitious, you can acknowledge something as good luck or bad luck to steer the outcome in your favor. In business, demonstrating market failures or project risks and showing that oneself is the key to eliminating these risks will uplift you. It's important to balance this technique tactically and ethically. Part of fear play is to also demonstrate that you are fearless, as this will automatically skyrocket your confidence. Which brings me to my last and final point, an absolute non-negotiable, and without it, the foundation of confidence crumbles. All of the above fails if you cannot be fearless and dangerous. There is an old saying that goes, "Those who have swords and know how to use them, but keep them sheathed, will inherit the world." In other words, you must be a formidable force. Trust me. Life is a very difficult process, and you must be dangerous, because the alternative to that is being weak, and weakness does not belong in the same sentence as confidence. Being dangerous doesn't mean that you are ready to hurt somebody, but you should definitely be capable of it if and when trouble comes your way. And knowing when to walk away and controlling that dangerous person inside you is where the true virtue is earned. Being dangerous is a combination of physical prowess and the ability to articulate your thoughts while firmly standing your ground. If you work on those two things every day by training to become physically stronger and increasing your vocabulary while learning how to articulate your thoughts, you will develop the confidence to tackle bigger problems in life. The bigger the challenge you overcome, the greater your growth towards resilience and handling pressure will be. Confidence overcomes fear and self-doubt, and that only comes from practicing again and again and again. At the end of the day, this is all a part of self-care. So remember to love yourself first and stay true to your feelings every single day. Right, so why don't you smash that subscribe button when you're ready to master your mind and start taking things more seriously. Here's my card.